I told on him the day after I got out of jail.
Well, like I said, I do not know any situation except, like you said, Kevin, when it's on TV and poorly written script, when the police kick in the door and then whoever they're going after gets to stroll into the bedroom and go, "Excuse me, dear, I'm sorry to tell you this, but the police are here. My bad."
I mean, it's so funny it's almost like I could psychically like feel you guys going, "Oh my God!" At the same time, I go, "Oh," and I felt kind of like. At some point, I was just in my head, I'm going, did I miss something here? Did I just hear him pay him off? And I think my brain, I was having cognitive dissonance. Like I don't understand. I think I did understand. I was just shocked that it was actually happening.
Yeah, he made mention of the fact they got the money. But what he quickly went over was how they got the money. Because he got out and he called and ratted on the two guys who owed him the money. And then he's like, because I thought they were setting me up. But they sent the money.
See, I've got a...
You know what the best part was? They were only supposed to send him $25,000 and they sent him $40,000.
And we all have a friend in our life who every time they open their mouth, you just know it's a line of bullshit. I've got one friend in Indiana, and I call him the Forrest Gump of the marijuana movement. I'm not going to call him out by name because he's a very close friend of mine. But every time, I don't care who you are, you can be Gateway Galbraith, who's passed away, you can be Paul Stanford, you can be Keith Strop, who's telling a real story about how you founded the organization Normal, or how you were giving this speech, on a campaign, or whatever the fuck it is. And when you get done telling your story, this guy will have a story that's bigger and more important than the one you just told. He gave a bigger speech to a larger crowd, or he founded a bigger organization than your organization. But it was taken from me, and I lost it, and I gave it away. I got no record of it. There's no videotape of it. There's no photographs. All you've got is my word. Well, shut the fuck up and pass the pipe. God motherfucking damn. Who wants to hear your shit?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it was almost like how like somebody it kind of is making a confession, like they killed somebody or they raped somebody, or
Right.
like was a pedophile. They go their story bound. Well, then this happened and that happened. It wasn't that way, and I couldn't help it. I was in therapy and this that, and then it was like this whole like circle that was going around. I'm like, really? Oh,
He was mystery murdering it.
yeah,
He was mystery murdering it, so I decided I was going to mystery murder 3,000 it.
Yeah, I found, I did say, well, you just said, like, wherever the money is that's where the crime is. So didn't you just say that? It's like...
We are live.
We're back with Hollywood Hempress Hour on the Time for Hemp Network. And you know what? This is so crazy tonight. I mean, we're actually going a little bit overtime because, what happened with our guest, I think is more fascinating to us than we expected. Actually, I had a great time watching that happen.
Well, I'm so glad. I totally thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm like in the middle of just like getting them, and then all of a sudden I look down, and there's like things in the chat board, and like everyone's like, do it, get him. I'm like, keep going, Kevin.
Well, Terry, it's kind of like it was kind of a little bit like hanging out with a drunk who's giving a big story just to try to impress everybody. He's too drunk to realize that nobody's believing his bullshit.
Right. It's like, come on, man, we're smarter than that. I mean, like, what do you think? We're a bunch of potheads here? I mean, come on. I mean, like, did you underestimate our ability to perceive bullshit? The ones that maybe you can't like deal with weed because you can't deal with facing your own bullshit, but weed makes you go.
Have you ever seen Miami Vice?
What?
Have you ever seen Miami Vice?
Yeah. I wasn't a huge Miami Vice plotline person. You know what I mean? I liked Don Johnson in his white jacket, and that was about it.
How many times did he say
that guy's name?
How many times did he
I don't know.
Miami Vice? Is that my point of reference for your story? Because if me seeing a rerun of Miami Vice is a point of reference to understand his story, I can tell you, oh my God, please. I mean, I can't handle that kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Let's go to Wikipedia and see if his face is there. Hold on. Google it.
Google it. Careful. Dude, did you guys like the reference they put in there about I love you, man? That was hilarious.
Yeah, I
don't know if you've ever seen I Love You, Man, but there's this part where he decides he's got to find male friends, so he goes to, like, Male Finder, and he meets this guy named Mel, right? And so he goes to the diner to meet him, but when he gets there, the guy's, like, 80, and he's like, what happened? He's like, oh, yeah, the picture's when I was younger. From the picture from his profile shows, like, this guy who's, like, in his, like, 30s, right? But when he goes to meet the guy, he's like in his 80s. So I was picturing that when I saw this guy's picture because the way he sounded, and the way he spoke, compared to what he actually looked like.
Yeah, I kind of feel that I'm probably going to get some shit on Facebook tomorrow. For sure. I'm sure I'm going to get some sort of message, or maybe we're not even going to be friends anymore. I might have lost a friend on Facebook.
I lost a friend.
I guarantee you after people see this, you'll gain at least 3 more.
Yeah.
People are going to respect the fact that they were listening to that going, bullshit. They're going to respect the fact that somebody went and got them.
Well, I mean, Roxy Lopez, she does her own show. She taught me something. She goes, Terry, you have to ask what you think your audience is thinking. And there is a way to do it. But you know what? At this point, I really didn't give a shit if we actually pissed him off. Because, like, when I go, just let it happen. I go, it's going to go down the way it goes down. Because,
we started out really good, I thought.
He didn't flip out until he heard Kevin was black.
Right.
Once he heard Kevin was black, he lost it. Like, that's when he lost it. Listen, motherfucker! Oh, fucking
Well, he told me, he goes, his exact words goes, listen, motherfucker, I don't know why you're getting defensive, but I won't take this shit. I'll hang up right now, motherfucker. You're getting defensive. I was thinking, no, you're getting defensive.
And I was thinking, no, motherfucker, you ain't hanging up on us. I got news for you, motherfucker. I'm hanging up on you. Let's get that straight, bitch.
Well, this is my first illegal story that I've ever had on it. This is a first where somebody is telling me about their drug deal.
About it. That story was legal as hell.
Well, yeah.
That's in the books. You could probably find it in the books. Find the 2 guys that went down.
Have you ever seen Miami Vice? Have you ever seen Miami Vice?
I saw this story before.
Yeah, you can find it in the script.
And then he tried to make like a side story between the DA and his public defender. Like it was all Law and Order. They were probably sleeping together. They knew each other. They hung out at the same time.
You probably saw that on Matlock.
Dude, you had a public defender. Hey, anybody else, I don't care if you're white, black, and anybody who's gone to court, you ever had a public defender?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, wait, when he's going through, I had pounds of marijuana, and I had hermetically sealed, and, this thing from Costco, and, pounds. I go, how do you not end up in jail? I mean, how did you get, because I'm white? No. Matter of fact, you're,
That's what he said.
Because I'm white. Because I'm white. And you know what? Honestly, he's not really white.
Well,
all right, I mean, I don't mean to be mean, but he's not white. He's not white. But he's white according to how we see white. He's white in California.
A lot of white guys doing this.
He's California white. I know what that's like. After I lived in California for about 2 years, my tan was so permanent and dark and my mustache was so bushy that people would ask me sometimes if I was Mexican. And I always answered back, no, I can only fuck twice a day.
Oh, man.
Because, with Mexicans, it's a hobby with them. Hello.
Oh, give me about 30 seconds.
Okay. I know, I'm Mexican.
I know, well, that's why I like dating Mexican men. I mean, they get hard, they get off, they stay hard, they get off, they stay hard, they get off, they stay hard, you get exhausted and fall asleep, you wake up and they're hard. I love them.
I mean, that's why I think now 6 out of 10 people are Hispanic in the United States, or have some sort of Hispanic bloodline because they've just been fucking everybody.
Yep. They're fun. They know how to do it. They do it good.
Right. They brought in the weed and they fucked us too. I love those Mexicans.
I've had a lot of Mexican lovers. I'm an old tramp, and I have no problem saying that. And I can certainly tell you, even the one who's lame between the sheets is more amazing than a white guy.
Oh yeah, I love my Latin lovers.
Oh yeah, white guys, they do. They really do. They're 30 minutes, they roll over, fart, and go to sleep. It's like, really?
Oh, I like the white guy too. I like all guys.
I'm not a racist. I'm not discriminatory. I think sex should come in.
I like the white guy too.
Yeah, and sex.
For what do you think about the colors?
That's why sex should come.
I love that guy's terminology, man. Just like you guys are saying, when he said that it happened 40 years ago.
I know. I was shocked. I go 4 years.
No. They let me go because of all my cooperation.
I know.
The police were telling them about how I cooperated. I was like, yeah, around my neck of woods, we call that snitching.
Thank you.
But he still referred to everybody as coloreds and cholos.
Cholos, and yeah, and everybody else he talked to was so racist. Oh my god. And then I asked him, did anybody see when I flipped the script on him and said, okay, how do we quit if this is the way it is? How do we change that?
Right.
You quit saying it on the fucking air, you dickhead. You hate-monging prick. Sorry, Casper. I don't know if it still talk that way.
No, he probably would have thought that I was a Nancy and one of them their gays.
Yeah, well, he didn't. When you did say a few things, he was just kind of like, okay, and then he just, straight Jew, kept talking.
Well, yeah, he didn't flinch, did he? When he said, if I win the lotto tomorrow, I'd do this and do that and do that. I'd be your boyfriend. He went, well, okay, yeah, okay, whatever.
But I would still do this and do that and go. And then later on, after we did change the subject, I had to get back into it because he was started but if this happened, I'd get me and a bunch of other dads together and we'd beat this guy up. And I was like, whoa, Howie, you're not beating nobody up. You're going to call the police that you work with. These are your buddies now. You just told us you have friends in the cop force. What are you talking about? You ain't going to... I was like, and then he was like, I got special treatment. Then later on it went back into I have special treatment when I was white. And I was like, maybe you didn't get special treatment. Maybe you just got what maybe those same colored people would have got if they would have snitched people off too. They just chose not to because they had a sense of pride.
Right.
Well, I thought it was interesting when he kept saying, he kept telling people I'll wear a wire to bust the crystal meth people. I'll wear a wire to bust the crystal meth people. I'm like, why is he repeating that over and over again? I was like, so is that's what you did?
Well, he wants to turn his life into him.
That didn't get him off for what he did. They got the money. He called in the money and the deal, and they went and found the weed and the people, and then then they found the money in the post office being sent. So it was it's called interstate trafficking, and the other two guys got hit, and he walked because he snitched.
Well, and he's also trying to shop his life around as a movie. So he wants to make it sound like what's that TV show again? Oh, Miami Vice type of script. So that after they hear this little radio segment, and they go, oh, he wore a wire, and he did this, and he did that. Oh, my God, we got to have that guy's life for a 2-hour docudrama on Hallmark.
For a 2-hour docudrama, he better hope he hung up and moved already. He lives in the hood like he claimed. This is on iHeartRadio, motherfucker. In your hood, this came over while the gangsters were in the cholos with the neck tattoos. They heard your ass talking while they were filling their Slurpees.
I will tell you this, that every Wednesday on my show is Leap Day, Law Enforcement Against Prohibition, and we had the founder of that organization on there, and many judges and prosecuting attorneys and former members of the DEA who think the war on drugs is bullshit. And we know that on that particular 1-hour broadcast, we do have the DEA, the FBI, and Homeland Security listening in. We also make it a point to say,
I know I have somebody in the media listening into our trips, Joe, because everything we talk about becomes first. Everything I talk about on a Friday night is front page Monday morning.
Well, that also happened with my 2013 Global Summit. When I did this, when Marion Mathery and Al Burns did a 2-hour special on my network on a Friday, and had the guy from Israel on who founded the cannabinoids and this and that. That very nice Dr. Gucci Poochie came out and said, oh, he'd been duped. Then the following week, we had Michael Krawitz coming on talking about how the international community, and we had people from all around the world, from different parts of the globe. And then the very next Monday, we had international broadcasting networks saying how all the leaders were coming together for a big brouhaha. And the following week, we talked about how we needed to have a congressional hearing and how we couldn't get members of Marilyn Mathery and Al Byrne and their patients and leaders of normal in front of Congress, but yet they have, at the drop of a hat, hearings about gun control when somebody shoots off a BB gun. So then the very next Monday, there was 3 senators and 2 congressmen trying to get new bills into the legislative. So yeah, you're fucking right. We really do believe. I'm glad you said that. Cause I had a handful of other people say that whatever happens on Time for Hemp suddenly becomes news within a 48-hour period. And I thought that was just kind of like people were kind of patting me on the back.
Happened 2 weeks in a row. Last Friday, we discussed Brittany Murphy. And just out of the blue, we discussed Brittany Murphy, and I discussed, the conspiracy that lays behind her. And today, as of today, her body was exhumed over the weekend, and new autopsy reports came out confirming pretty much the conspiracy. So it's getting crazy. And then the week before that was
but
the
don't
LAX
you? I wonder too if this is just all happening, like all the dirt is starting to rise to the surface here, and what we're intuitively feeling is wrong, and we have questions about, and we watch documentaries and like that, and then it's uncanny, right when you say it, it does happen. I feel that we're in, again, North Flat, you say we're in the age of enlightenment. This is the age of enlightenment where we're going to, look at the dirty trash.
I don't want to call it, but I'm a fucking alcoholic.
Yeah, but that's, but that's an illness, and you can get well.
Yeah,
I mean, you're not a person that, I really, Kevin, I feel that you're a person that, cares about people, and I know you probably don't want to hear that, or maybe you don't want people to think that about you, because then you want, but I don't know. I mean, sometimes I feel don't tell them that I'm a softie.
Don't ruin the secret. If people know I'm not an asshole, you'll ruin my career.
Okay, see, I'm gonna pop off that subject matter, but I don't want to ruin your career. You know what I mean?
Thank you. My career has gotten me this wonderful couch. You see these blinds behind me? Those are awesome. $12, by the way. That's what they cost me. Big standard. Now I'm keeping out the sun during the day because I want to get whiter so I don't get pulled over, because I don't want to get mistaken as a cholo. My last name's Corn, and I still get checked before I get on a fucking plane. How American is that?
Well, I mean, I get checked before I get on a plane too all the time. So
yes, your real name. Yes, but his real
my
name is
my real name is not.
I have a white last name. I'm supposed to be privileged. My last name is fucking Corn. It doesn't get more American than that.
When I go out as Anita Johnson, I love it when I get frisked.
Oh, buddy.
I don't know.
Oh man.
That was definitely an exciting show.
So, today was a very big day. Let's bring it back to the hemp, because we're still on
right.
We got 8 minutes. I did not do a commercial at the
okay.
8 minutes, so let's wrap it until we get.
All right, so let's bring it back to hemp.
Alrighty.
Dude, I was gonna say today was a very big day in the state of Washington. they started accepting applications for the legal purchase of marijuana for vendors, for people who want to sell legally marijuana. Today was the day they opened the application process. And boy, did people show up to fill out applications.
Cool. 206, right?
Well, no, that 206 was what they counted. But you got to understand, every office in every county probably had at least 200 to 300 people in it.
And one thing they also pointed out was the website worked perfectly.
The website worked perfectly.
Unlike the Obama healthcare, who can't even get 2 people to sign up, the one in Washington with the with the marijuana request worked very, very well and was flooded with requests.
Thousands of people. Yep. It's going to be huge. Man, I was just there at the Westfield Mall, right, in Vancouver.
Uh-huh.
And they had a kiosk in the middle of the mall selling glass, selling bongs and bubblers, and I was just like, it didn't strike me weird that somebody was selling this shit. It struck me weird as to what all my surroundings were while they were. I'm looking this way and there's like an H&M. I'm looking over here, there's a Hot Topic. I'm looking over here, there's an Abercrombie and Fitch. I'm like, there's a Pacific Sunwear, and I'm surrounded by that shit. And then there's a bunch of bongs. Like,
Yeah.
It's
whoa,
evolution.
I feel like I need to get back to surf Winnebago and go back to California and go catch some waves, dude. And let's get some bopper movies, because that's what I feel. That's what it felt like. It felt so weird. It felt like Relic, but new, unknown. It was an unknown territory, but it felt like it had been I'd been there before. It was weird.
Maybe you have been there before. Do.
But they were selling that shit in the middle of the mall.
Time traveling in the bone.
Where they were just selling bongs. For real.
I think it's amazing.
Never been in a mall where they're selling bongs. I've traveled this fucking country.
No. Not at the mall. I mean, to see bongs at the mall at a kiosk. I mean, that's really progressive.
Glass. It's called Aladdin's glass.
Aladdin's glass.
Pictures?
We need to get them. We need Aladdin's glass to be sponsors for Time for Hemp.
Nice.
Yes. Let's go get them. Because you know what? We've already advertised them.
Good idea. We
Yeah.
can do that tomorrow.
What?
We can do that tomorrow.
Yeah, because we have that meeting tomorrow with
Not disclosing time or location.
Right. No time, no location. But it's a legitimate, it's a show meeting. It sounds like we're doing a drug exchange. We'll meet you near the bong shop in Washington.
Well, there might have been a chance that this gentleman...
Hey man, that kid that stands in that Abercrombie window, he needs his shit. How do you think he keeps his abs that tight? You gotta get him that shit, he's gotta stay. It's just amazing he doesn't shake right there. I think if you get close enough, he's vibrating.
I didn't know they had a kid standing there. They had models hanging out in the windows. I don't know. I haven't been to the mall in a really long time. I'm not really a fan of the mall, really. I mean, But
I'd never seen a mall selling fucking bongs.
Yeah, but I need to go to one that's selling bongs.
All right, well, we're down to the last few minutes here of the
show. All right,
show.
so let's wrap it up. You know what? Let's. Anybody want to plug anything?
No, but I do want to say something, if that's all right.
Okay, all right.
Make a comment. We do occasionally get members of the DEA, FBI, CIA, Homeland Security listening into our broadcast throughout the course of our 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And here's what I got to say to you. Fuck you. You're a bunch of ass clowns. When the war on drugs is over and you start going out and doing something more productive with your time other than busting people for a plant, then I'll have respect for you, a bunch of sissy people. But here's the deal. You can Google medical marijuana and industrial hemp and in 3 minutes find out why it is you're a bunch of ass clowns and your job needs to come to an end. Your office needs to be closed and the taxpayers need to demand that you are fired. And that's my job on this broadcast and at this network, is to make everybody around the world know how fucking retarded you and your group of people are.
Word. All right, that's our show. That's our show. Thank you for word. That's our show. Thank you for listening to Hollywood Hempress Hour. Great job, guys. I love you, and we'll be back tomorrow night.
Thank you for letting me say that.
Oh yeah, it was wonderful.
I felt better.
Yeah, it was like I loved it. I loved it.
That was just in case the clown we had on as a guest had any association with
Man,
speaking.
you know what I think though, Terry?
You think he was feds? You think he was part of them?
Oh no.
I don't know, but
I know something didn't smell right, did it?
No, I think that guy had a made-up story to begin with. It was probably a character to a book or something he's trying to write, and he was just trying to play it out.
Right.
He probably closed a lot of gaps for him, so he's going to go rewrite it and probably show back up somewhere else again.
Right, probably. I can say he's trying to hawk his life as a movie.
Right, that's what I honestly think, but that's neither here nor there. But
well, that's what he told me. I mean, like when I first met him, he says, "I've got this story." He goes, "I'm thinking about doing my own webcast over it. It's really really great, and I love like I had already moved up here." And so he was like, "Well, when are you going to be back in LA?" And I go, "Well, shit. I just turned my video off. Fuck. I can't smoke pot because I got to keep filming this. I'm just trying to set this on a little thing so I can smoke some weed. But
you gotta get a little tripod thing made.
I do.
Like, we can make one, like a chopsticks and like a Snapple cap. I shit you not. I've made tripods out of less.
Okay.
There's the link for the show. All right, are we going to do a business meeting, a sales meeting?
Do you want? I mean, sure. Should I turn this off now? Or
I need to walk my dog before he does anything nasty on the carpet. It's been a while.
Okay.
I mean,
can we keep this chat open?
We can do it when I get back, or we can do it.
Yeah.
Keep the chat open so we can keep filming trips.
Sure.
Thank you.
I'll just turn off the webcam because
that's fine.
I know you don't care, but I'm just going to make a T-shirt.
There you go. It'll be on there.
Well, I don't know.
It'll be. It says time for hemp, so that'll be on the actual trip. So that's cool.
But I don't always see myself naked, and it makes me blush if I see me on film. It's like, golly, I'm that big.
I don't know. Northflat maybe.
The few times I've seen myself on video, I think, my God, why am I not in porn?
I think that every time I can see myself.
I didn't get to get into it, but I have a feeling I'm going to lose my job.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Why?
I heard about that. You know what? More power to you.
Because I got into a union a situation, and I ended up, filming. Okay. Here's the thing. I did about $500 in 12 hours of work, but apparently, and I had called in sick because I wanted to work on this marketing, which is neither here nor there. But I had told them that I had a soft day on Sunday, but that I still did over $500, $550 or whatever in the 12 hours. And on Thursday, she goes, "Well, your number's a little bit low, but we're not worried about you, and we're definitely not going to put you in ultimatum by just such a short week," is what my supervisor told me. And ultimatum means that you don't make quota. If you're on ultimatum 1 week, the second week you have to make quota, or they just automatically fire you. And they do that to everybody.
Which I think is weird considering it's a union job, and I don't think that's.
Well, that's one of the requests that they're requesting. They're fighting about. They're able to just fire anybody if they're.
Get fired from.
Request. Well, then what happened was on Friday the union does a walkout, and I just got my union packet, and I've been kind of just disenchanted with them. I've been suspicious. I don't like the way they treat their employees, and here they are, these environmental groups that won't settle with the union correctly or play fair, and yet they want to go after these big corporations, and that's the dollar bills that they're asking these people to pay for to save the bald eagle or the stop fracking or okay or to go through Halliburton or whatever, and then then they treat their employees like the people that the other companies, they're no different than, they have us all wired to these monitors that basically is counting every single donation or our speeding. You can get penalized for not calling fast enough. You see your rates going down, credit. All these different system of charts, and part of it you can actually see on your screen while you're doing the calling. And I'm like, geez, this is bullshit, know, I mean, that's how I feel about it. And obviously, so do some of the other employees. That's why they developed a union and, collected themselves. Well, they've been publicly having problems, and there's certain organizations that are now threatening to pull out support of Osberg and Environmental Oregon because of the fact that they're not honoring the union and settling with them. And so in this particular settlement, there was a guy that was a huge union leader in the office person. And apparently there was this other boss that was sleeping with people that he was his subordinates. And so somehow the guy who was in charge of the union leader outed the RJ guy who was the manager and said, this is not right. You're screwing all these girls in the office and this is going on. So he gets fired. Then the guy who was the big rally of the union thing, they fire him because I don't understand why he got fired. Because they put him on ultimatum and they said that they stuffed his computer. Once, if you're a vocal union person, they make your computer hooked up so you have all shitty leads. And so they give these people these shitty leads. Well, apparently, he still had, he still, sold, but they still fired him anyways. So he filed an unlawful lawsuit based on the fact that he was a union member, and he won. But then, after he won, they found out that he's been a convicted rapist for raping a 15-year-old girl working for a radio station here in Portland and seduced this girl that was in foster care. So now they're pulling aside all of the women in the office and saying, this guy's dangerous, blah, 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 blah. Do you really want to work with him, blah, 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 blah. And the people who knew him and were his friends and knew that he was the union leader felt that they're using that as a tactic because he won the lawsuit and the union has to has won their claim against Osberg and Environmental Oregon. So everybody walked out, and then I filmed this one girl who's one of the main union people talking about what it was, a 2-minute little video. And then when I went back to work on yesterday, all of a sudden, they have a seating chart, right? Well, all of a sudden, I'm in the back with all the union people. All of a sudden, I was, in the mixed part, but all of a sudden they go, oh, Terry, you're not sitting in there. We're going to put you back over here now. So I was in with all the the bad girls and boys that sit in the union place, right? So then they bring me in, and they say, and she goes, we need to talk. She goes, oh, yeah, your numbers are really low, but today you're doing great. You're doing really, really good. I'm not worried about you or anything like that, but I just want to tell you that you are on ultimatum. And I go, well, how did that happen? I go, I did over $500 in 3. Well, some of the leads are leads that we expect to get higher numbers for. And so your projected number, that you should have gotten for it, even though you did raise some money, still didn't equate. So that puts you into the ultimatum category. And she didn't have any, normally they have your stats, they show you what's wrong or this and that. And I go, well, really? And I couldn't hold my tongue, Kevin. It's just like tonight when you had to give that guy shit. Right. I looked at her, it's the moment of truth. I go, you know what? I go, I really think that this is not really right. I go, you know what? I said, I brought in over $500, and that's not okay for your organization. That's not enough. In 12 hours, I had over $500. I go, just because there's some numbers and some charts and some leads that I was projected to do more than. I go, you know what? You guys are just as bad as the companies that we're actually fighting against and raising money for. I go, you're not doing anything different to us than what we're fighting for. I couldn't hold my tongue. I don't know why. I just say, and she goes, well, I just want to tell you that David Neal is a convicted rapist and he's done other numerous crimes. And I go, oh, really? I go, what are the numerous crimes that has he done? She goes, well, I really don't know, but I know that they're there and you can look him up because they have an article about him in the Mercury. I go, really? I go, yeah, I will look him up. I go, what's his last name? And they tell me, and then she goes, well, I wouldn't worry about it. You're fine. And I left Sunday with $265. I was way above where I was, but now I feel like I'm just going to go in there for the next 2 days. Maybe they're going to stash my thing and I'm just going to freaking be fired. I might be fired.
It's a possibility.
But I really don't give a shit. I do and I don't. I mean, I'd rather not be
I don't know. I don't think you'll be so much as fired. I mean, it's gonna be hard. I mean, you're in the union. Are you past your 90 days?
No. And I'm not. I haven't really officially signed up for the union either. I just got my packet.
Yeah, you'll probably be shit canned. So, it's in Oregon, right?
Right.
Yep. They can fire you. Legally. They don't have to have a reason. But as long as you have at least a year's work record, and you can get unemployment if they do. So let them fire you, then file unemployment on them.
I think it has to be 18 months, and that would be in December.
Not with the same business. No, it doesn't. And they go on cycles.
Or I have to be a resident of Oregon, for 18 months, and like December would be my 18th month. I mean, I'm trying to decide whether I just like go ahead and play this out, and go into work for the next couple of days, or if I just go fuck it and I just start selling advertising for Time for Hemp.
Right.
And then just like I mean, like, go through that contact list and really commit to it and really get money in here and get this going. And I mean, and just go fuck it. I mean, this is the time, and why waste another day going through this other hell? Just go pick up my check and like say, hey, I'm done.
Why are you spending your time giving money to a cause? Right.
Right. I mean, like this cause.
How much money did you make? How much money did you bring into work today? You said you brought in like $512, right?
I last Sunday I brought in like I finished in 4 hours. I made like $265.
All right, so $265 divided by 4.
$9 an hour. So they're paying me like $9 an hour. So I get $36 for like bringing them 260.
Now wait though, wait.
Right.
So 9 times 4, 1836, right?
Right.
What is 25? What is 25% of 265?
I'm not.
Come on. 10%
would be 100. Would be 200. Would be 20.
20% is gonna be 53. Another 5% will be half of 10, which is 26.50. So half of that would be 13.25. So you're at 60. Yeah.
So I make more money doing like selling, getting sponsorship for Time for Hemp.
Yep, you would make twice as much hourly.
Right.
That's correct. Off the math I was just at, yeah, that's what I was about to do. In those 4 hours, if you brought that much in for Time for Hemp,
right,
something you believe in too, which you'll probably make more money because you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You would have paid $65 rather than $36.
Exactly.
You would have doubled your money. You'd be making $18 an hour. That's the way you could look at it.
Yes.
On that day.
Yes.
But it's all checks and balances.
Right.
But I just wanted to do the math for you so it was easily set, so you could easily see.
Well, I mean, the thing of it is, though, is like, I'm going to have to like bring in. I'm gonna have to bring. I need to like know that Casper's gonna like pay me like that percentage right away. What?
What?
He went to go walk the dog.
No, that was Casper. Where's North Platte?
I don't know. Where did North Platte go?
I don't know.
Did we bore him?
Maybe he didn't stay.
Is he alright?
Well, yeah, I would assume so.
He didn't say goodbye.
He's online. Hold on. I got him. He'll be back.
All right. So anyway, that's kind of like what's down. I mean, like, I think it's more exciting to actually film the labor union and then post some shit and talk about it. I mean, I figure if I'm going to go, I'm actually going to make a deal out of it and, like, use it as media.
I would, yeah.
I mean, I mean, like, I couldn't stop the opportunity not to go with them and film it and stuff. I mean, like, really. I mean, like literally. Like, I made less than a $300 paycheck. And, we went and hocked a ring so I could, like, and I still owe $50 on my rent.
So I gotta go get these tickets tomorrow.
Yeah, we need to get those tickets and sell them.
Exactly. And then whatever you sell them for is yours. Whatever you sell that ticket, like we're gonna split whatever amount he gives us. We're gonna split. You can sell them for whatever dollar amount you want to. Just get them sold, and whatever you sell them for, keep.
Where are you going to sell them at?
Me? I'm not gonna sell them online.
Okay.
If you do sell them online, please don't advertise that I'm hosting.
Okay.
Because I don't even want to do it. I just got suckered into this.
Well, but where are you going? Like, are you going to family and friends?
I got people in Vancouver already that I'll unload my tickets with ease.
Because the problem is, I don't know that many people.
You live, Terry. You live across the street from a gold mine.
So what would I do? I mean, like I
you
go.
You walk up that hill right across the street to that college.
Uh-huh.
And you tell people you're selling tickets to it, and you're so-and-so from Last Comic Standing, and they'll be like, oh my God, and they'll give you $10 to $15 a piece all day long. All day long.
Okay.
Serious. Colleges are gold mines. So you can go door to door. You can go to their on-campus housing. I used to sell magazines on campuses. Oh my God, you can sell, and you're right there. You're right next to the college.
Well, I mean, would you be willing to come with me and show me how to do it?
I see Ron uses it. Ron does shows at the college. Ron's doing shows at. Ron does it. He sells tickets and does shows at that fucking college. I've seen him advertise them. That college is a gold mine. You can get on that. For real. Just saying. Just saying. Just throwing that out there.
All right, I'll do it. I mean, just tell me how to do the spill. I mean, just coach me a little bit because I've never done that before.
Right. I mean, it's just basically like,
is there like a...
It's basically going to be like, I don't know if you're going to go do it at the college, you're just going to be like, hey, I'm so-and-so, I'm doing a show, but we're going to be here, and basically just tell them you have Wu-Tang. We have Wu-Tang going to be there. There's not much more you have to say other than that. I don't know, if you know, but, my generation, every generation below pretty much knows, you say Wu-Tang, it's, off the charts. That's a party.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I don't know.
Wu-Tang ain't nothing to fuck with. You don't know?
But I don't know Wu-Tang. I don't know Wu-Tang. Is Wu-Tang regional, or is Wu-Tang, really, really famous, and I'm just, old now? Is it...
Really, really famous, but from, years upon years ago and still famous.
Okay.
The first rappers like Method Man, Redman, Busta Rhymes, all of them came out of Wu-Tang, this one group.
Oh, okay, I didn't know I had Wu-Tang tickets. Okay, now I got it.
That came out of California.
Okay.
You know the symbol, the black shirts with it looks like the Batman symbol, but then it says Wu-Tang. Almost with the gold emblem.